Yeah, I think something I've just accepted is maybe it doesn't ever really get easier.
Mm,
And I think now that I'm okay with that, I'm like, oh, now this is just fun.
yeah, yeah.
Like I'm not waiting for it to suddenly become like a paved path or easier in any regard. Because I think especially with acting, that can be such a slippery slope of like, well, once I book this role, then it'll be easier. I'll get more jobs. And it's like that never really happens. The bar just keeps getting higher.
Welcome everybody to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always hosted by me, Chris. Welcome everybody to episode 575. Wonderful episode for you all today. Spooky episode, just in time for spooky season. Spooky! Um, my guest is, she's phenomenal. I had such a wonderful time chatting to Lawson Greyson on the podcast. Again, like I said, just phenomenal, A-plus person. She's in a new movie right now. It's part of an anthology series called VHS Halloween. And as you can tell, it's, stories based around Halloween. And I had a fun time watching this movie, and especially her segment, her part. I don't know if it's called a segment, but her story that she was involved in. It's such a fun time at the movies. And yeah, so I recommend, if you're looking for something to spooky, fun, creepy to watch, VHS Halloween is good to do that. So watch it today for the trick-or-treaters and all that. I don't know. I don't want to tell you what you do, but I am going to tell you that to stick around and listen to this episode, because I'm done talking, all right? So everybody sit back, relax, and Lawson, take it away. How goes it on this lovely day? You're in LA, right?
I am. It's actually pouring here, which
Mm.
I'm quite grateful
Mm-hmm.
for. But it definitely made me wake up and go, oh, if it's raining, no work? But that's not how the world works, is it?
Yay, no. Oh. Well, I
Oh,
mean,
man.
if you lived out here in Texas, that's how it would work. And which I don't, I'm from Oregon, so I don't understand that mentality of it's
It's so
raining.
funny. I lived in Texas for a while, and you're absolutely right. I was in
Hmm.
Austin, and anytime it rained, it felt like the world was ending.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like everybody's pause. The bad drivers, either they slow down a little bit, or they're just like, no, I need to outrun the rain, and it's just like, what?
Right,
All right,
totally. Like, what are you
whatever.
doing?
Yeah. So, but yeah, no. In Oregon, it's just like, just wait 5 minutes, it'll stop, and it would, and then you just kind
It's
of go
crazy.
on with your day.
Keep on keeping on.
Hmm. Now, how long have you been out there?
I've been in LA now for 8 years,
Oh,
on and
okay.
off. I did take a little bit of break when I was in Texas. I went to Austin for like almost 2 years, from
Mm.
like 2022 to 2020, like 2024-ish.
And what was that, just to recharge your batteries or get some different scenery or work?
I was actually there to do some martial arts. I did
Oh,
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and so there's a big hub there for that. So I was kind of out there training, which was really cool.
okay, okay. And um I'm just like, okay, well, I wasn't gonna mess with you anyway, but yeah, really, don't mess with you. Um,
Probably not.
I mean, if I value my life, maybe, probably not. No, since you've been away for a bit from your
Mhm.
home in Flagstaff, is that correct?
Yeah, Flagstaff, Arizona. Yeah.
So I went to Flagstaff when I was a little kid with my parents, and my parents fell in love with it, and I kind of did too. It was real nice because I wasn't used to the
Mhm.
snow or anything. Was it weird for you to be like, oh, no more seasons? When,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it definitely was coming out to LA. I was like, oh, I don't like I only need a jacket 2 days out of the year.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
and it's rather light.
right, for sure. It's something I really don't miss it until it becomes like Christmas time. And then I'm
Yes,
like,
yes.
or fall, like really this time of year is when I start going, oh, I miss the like leaves changing.
Mm-hmm.
I miss like, it's just funny. It's like Christmas really doesn't feel like Christmas
Mm.
unless there's snow and it's really cold. So
Right.
that is the one thing I long for and I get really excited to go back home
I
for.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I've been in Texas for a bit now, and it's just it's in the 90s. It's in October. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't whatever. I it hasn't felt like Christmas time in quite a while, so I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
who cares? Um,
Seriously, it almost goes, and then it feels like it goes by so fast because you're just never quite fully in the mood.
right, right. And then it's just like, man, I got to do what? Why? I don't want to do anything cuz it's not Christmas. Bleh.
Totally.
But I had a buddy of mine who lives in LA. He went to the East Coast just to see the leaves turn colors. And I'm just like, dude, like, you think I'm going to judge you? I really don't. I get it. Some people just need to see that and, have a spiritual awakening. And then, then just go back to LA and just be like, boo.
Yeah, seriously, I totally agree. I miss it all. That's for sure.
So, as you can see, this is a very loose podcast where we can talk about
Yeah.
anything and everything. I will talk more about your recent movie because
Mm.
I don't want you. I don't want you to think that I'm a big strong guy, but scary movies. I just they don't really affect me that much. I'm like, okay, because
Okay.
my brain goes, oh, if I ever see something, like computer generated, my brain automatically goes, okay, well, that's fake. This is fake. We're in the Matrix. Okay, moving on. Um, but I love Shudder. I do. I love
Yeah.
Shudder so much, and I love that um, they just put out so much content and so many films, and I just love that there's a market for it, and it's still going strong. Um, but again, we'll get to that later.
Cool.
I'm very curious for you. When did you get bit by that acting bug?
Yeah. It was something I was interested in as like a young child. I was
Mm.
definitely like the performer of the family. My poor family, like anytime there was a family gathering, it was like, everyone come. We are now doing a play or a dance or whatever it was just to get the family's attention. My poor brother too. I grew up with a twin brother
Mm.
and he was basically my doll. Like
Yeah.
anything I could do, I'd put makeup on him. I would make him be a part of my plays. And he was like, oh, he was such a good sport about it, but on the inside, I could tell he was dying a little bit. Uh,
This is degrading, but I'll do it.
yeah, he's like, oh, fine. So it was really fun, but I loved performing, and I was always doing like I was always constantly talking to myself, doing plays in my bedroom and
Mm.
things like that. So my parents were really awesome, and they kind of tried to help me get into it when I was young. But being in Flagstaff, Arizona, there's not much other than
Mm.
like some theater here and there. And I did theater once. I was a moth in a play, and I was like, I'd only, I think I had one line, and I got off stage, and I was like, Mom, that was so boring. I was like, I don't ever want to do that again. So that kind of put it on the back burner for me, and
Mm.
then I grew up doing athletics, so I was really busy with that. I was kind of performing in that way though. I was dancing and I did
Mm.
gymnastics for quite a long time, and then at around 17, I quit dance, and then I just had graduated high school. So I
Mm.
was kind of at this weird point where I was like, oh, I went from like literally having full days to nothing because I was
Yeah.
dancing so much. I was dancing to me was like at that point a full-time job. I think I was dancing like something like 30, 35 hours a week.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was definitely like kind of a shock and to my system. And then I had a friend who was acting at the time, and she was a dancer as well. And then she recommended an acting class. And so I started doing that acting class. I absolutely fell in love with it.
Mm.
And then I did a short film, and I think that short film kind of just solidified it for me. I was like, no, this is the thing. Like this is what I'm gonna do the rest of my life.
Mm.
And then after that, I moved to LA at 18 because it was like, this is it. And yeah, and then I've kind of just hit the ground running since then.
That's I like good for you first of all because yeah,
Thank you.
any time I went through the film school route and I was always I like to say I have a choice. I had the choice, but I didn't really have the choice. I was either going to stay in Canada or, I was telling my parents I want to go to California. But that's all it was. That's all it ever was talk. And I'm glad that you actually did something and also at a pretty crucial point where, yeah, you're fresh on this. So yeah, let's just go. Let's go. Let's go right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was really lucky. I had really good parents who
Mm.
were all down for helping me and supporting me. And then yeah, I look back and I still don't really know how I did it. It was a hard place. I was like, I was here at 18 because now I
Yeah.
look at 18-year-olds here and I'm like, what are you doing?
You
This is a
babies.
scary place. Yeah, go
I, I
back home.
I was gonna say like how are you afraid to do things at 18? Are you afraid to go on casting calls where it's just like I don't know where this is, but I gotta go.
I think I was, but I wasn't. Like in
Mm.
certain ways, like I was more afraid to find parking.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that was the most daunting thing, especially because back then, auditions were actually still in person.
Mm.
And so it was like more of the thing of like, where am I going to find parking on Wilshire at 5 p.m. on a Monday? Um, like thinking about that was more daunting than anything else, I think. But
Yeah.
I think it was just something I was so wanting to do, and I wanted to do it at that point, which it was crazy because it was only like a year of really doing it, but it was just something I was so wanting to do. So I think it was more exciting than anything,
Mm.
which I think was probably a really good thing because I think if I thought about it too much and how hard the industry actually was, I think I probably would have been like, you know what, never mind. But then doing it and being in it, and I think I was lucky that I endured all of the hardness to get where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah. You got all of that out of your out of the system first, and then it was like, oh, okay. I'm not saying it's smooth sailing now, but it's
Yeah, I think something I've just accepted is maybe it doesn't ever really get easier.
mm,
And I think now that I'm okay with that, I'm like, oh, now this is just fun.
yeah, yeah,
Like I'm not waiting for it to suddenly become like a paved path or easier in any regard. Because I think especially with acting, that can be such a slippery slope of like, well, once I book this role, then it'll be easier. I'll get more jobs. And it's like that never really happens. The bar just keeps getting higher.
right, right. Well, and then
Yeah.
so with your background as far as
Mhm.
like dance and gymnastics,
Yeah.
how did you notice that having those skills kind of influenced your acting side?
Yeah, I think it's made me much more interested in stunts. I think
Mm.
it's given me, yeah, like anytime I am able to do stunts in anything, I get really excited. And I
Hmm.
think I was blessed to do those things in the way that it's given me such like awareness of my body and body control.
Hmm.
So anytime I do get with like a stunt coordinator, they're like, "Oh, great, you'll be fine." Anytime they get like a dancer or gymnast, which I think has been super wonderful. I think also it just growing up doing that gave me a lot of discipline,
Hmm. Yes.
which I think has maybe been like the biggest impact in anything. Like it's like, okay, nothing necessarily is as hard as when you're like 8 and
Hmm.
doing like a bajillion push-ups being yelled at. So you're like, okay, if I could endure that all through my childhood, I think I can handle a director being like giving me a mean note. It's like, oh, you can't hurt my feelings. You
Right.
have no idea what's been said to me.
I mean, yes, but also I'm glad you're not intimidated by like do better or
Right. Definitely. No,
whatever other
definitely.
notes. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
No.
that's cool. I love that. Yeah, like stunts is just kind of very interesting to you.
Yeah, yeah, very much so. Anytime, like the next thing I'm kind of gunning for is I'd love to do some kind of action,
Mm.
um, like something in that regard. I love stunts and I think they're so fun. So I've been kind of trying to gun for those. So we'll see. Hopefully one will come my way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny because I've talked to a lot of like dancers and not maybe a couple of gymnasts, but I don't know.
Mhm.
But it's just like I talk to them to the point where they're just like, my body can't do it. I'm done. And then it's just like, oh, sorry. That's but that's still wild to think. Like any kind of sport or anything that requires your body, it's just kind of, I don't want to say there's an expiration date, but yeah, it's just like when your body is done, you're done, and it's just like, what else do I do now that I've.
No, it's so true. And I think when I quit when I was 17, that was part of it, is
Mm,
it was just I got to the point where I had been doing some kind of really intense physical activity since I was 7, and
mm-hmm.
that's like 10 years. And I think my body and like even just kind of my mental space had gotten to the point where I was just like, I need a break. Like I can't
Yeah.
keep going because I was originally going to pursue dance professionally, and I
Mm,
did for a little bit when I was like in my late teens. And I was just, I think I got to the point to where it's funny, dances is so extremely competitive, especially once you get to a professional place, way more
yeah.
than acting.
Yeah.
And it's such a shorter time span of when you can do it. I think I tried a couple and I booked a couple jobs and I was like, this is really intense and hard. And my body
Yeah.
hurts. I think I'm good.
Yeah, when you're going to sleep, and I don't know what people do when they go to sleep, but like they're taking their Tylenol PM and wrapping
No,
their limbs.
seriously.
It's just like,
Yeah, I remember going through more when I was a gymnast, but
mm,
going through like so much ibuprofen to the point where I
yeah.
was like, my doctor was like, listen, if you keep going at this rate, you're so young, you're gonna have like liver problems. And I was like, okay, so we need to like get this under control. Can't be popping ibuprofen like candy. Got it.
But it's yummy. Nom nom
But
nom.
it's yeah, when everything hurts, ibuprofen's so great.
Oh, but yeah, no. But I'm glad again to hear that you were able to pivot with the skills that you learn, and of course the discipline. That always.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, I again, I'm an outsider looking in,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's something that gets overlooked by younger people who are
Yeah.
especially not in the business, or like they just kind of find their way into it, and it's just like, well, you still, you know, you got to be respectful. You got to do the work, and
Totally.
they're just like, no. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was actually really funny. I recently was on a job and I had someone there like he was newer to acting.
Mm,
And he wasn't the profession he started in, but he was like, "How do you book so much?" And I was like, "Well, I audition a lot, one, and
yeah.
then I was like, I also, I've been working at this for a really long time." And I was like, I think I do like 20 auditions a week. And I just remember him going, "Oh, well, I don't want to work that hard." I was like, "Oh, well,
Cool.
then I don't know if this is for you."
Right. It's just like, yeah, you can do something else,
Yeah, literally. Well, then, I don't know what to tell you. It's a
uh,
lot of free work.
yeah, maybe become one of those influencers I keep hearing about.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like everybody deep down in their soul, well, again, if they're not in the acting world, they want to be an influencer. They just, it makes me, I look, my niece, I said one day, this was a couple years ago, what do you want to be? And she goes, an influencer. And I was just like, no, you should do something else. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like acting. And she goes, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And my mom got so pissed off at me because you never tell a kid no. And I'm like, you told me no all the time. And look where we're at. So it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, no, actually, like, get some skills first that you
Yeah, do
can
something with a
translate.
little bit of yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, um, and so I'm just curious.
Mm.
Out of when you're getting into a character's mindset, especially when it comes to intense projects like this one, are you somebody who it's like, okay, action, okay, I'm in character, cut, I'm out of character, or we're done for the day, and it's like, ooh, I can just drop the character and walk away? Like, do you are you so like ingrained into that character that you're just like that character 24/7 while shooting anyway?
Mm. Interesting question. I worked really hard, especially like starting acting,
Mm,
because I think I watched a lot of people on set who were really like held on to the character and had
mm,
to take breaks between scenes, like couldn't interact with people between scenes because they
mm.
had to hold on to whatever they were feeling.
Yeah.
And I remember going like, interesting. Like I have a lot of respect for those people, but also I want longevity in this career, and I'm a people person. I'm very extroverted. I like being around people and being able to talk to people. So I think early on I made it a point to really try to hone in my craft to where I could drop it really
Hmm.
easily and then just hop right back in.
Yeah.
Because I think it's something that's really important to me of like I want to be able to converse with co-stars. I want to be
Hmm.
able to like talk to crew and be laughing before a scene and then just be able to like drop in, which
Right.
is not easy when you're in the beginning of it. And I don't know if it's even necessarily possible while you're like learning your tool set and becoming an actor and everything.
Hmm.
Because there were those moments where like, oh, I like messed up. I really should have gone and taken a minute instead of just like being silly and laughing and not really paying attention. But
Right.
I think as I've done more projects, especially really heavy projects, I think I've been able to just like really, like I said, just hone in the fact that like I've made it very intentional
Hmm.
that I want to be able to do that. So I think now, especially on VHS, I remember one of our actors came up to me and they're like, "How do you do that?" And I was like, "How do I do what?" And they're like, "How do you literally go from laughing and then they call action and then you're crying?" She was like, I don't get it." And I was like, honestly, just a lot of practice and being super intentional in the fact that I wanted to be able to do that.
Right.
I was like, I don't think it's anything other than just practice, like
Mm.
doing it over and over again. And now I don't even really think about it.
That's my secret. I'm always crying. Meh.
I'm just always crying on the inside and it's ready to come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I well, and so like I feel like it would be, you know, obviously it's since it's not happening, but fun to do a scary movie just because it's especially something like this VHS
Mhm.
who, you know, I remember seeing three of them when they came out,
Yeah.
and then I just kind of, you know, got off board or just kind of like, you know, life happened, and then I was reading that there were eight of them. I'm like, what?
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. And so I was excited because yeah, VHS is obviously something that I know, and um yeah, you know, I will say this is a dumb me moment where I was just like, there's a lot of trick or treating going on around here. What's that about? And then I was just like, stupid. It's a VHS Halloween. It's for Halloween. Like my brain didn't put that together. I was like, why is everybody wanting candy? Why are these adults trick or treating? What's going on here? Um, but so in a situation like this,
Mm.
do you feel that you would? I'm trying to think of this. Do you think that you would react as your character did, or would you be different?
Oh, that's such a good question. I I think in some regards, like Lauren, my character, is similar to me, and that's probably why I partially booked it.
Mm,
I think I'm definitely much more usually the straight man. Like
yeah.
I'm usually the one that's like let's be smart,
Yes.
people. Like
Let's just
let's
stop
do
and
the
let's stop and think
yeah,
about
let's
this.
take it. Let's have a thought. Let's regroup. I'm very much like my friends call me mom jokingly. I'm like the
Mm.
mom of the group. Have you drank water? What have you eaten today? Like kind of a friend.
Here's a granola bar. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm the one who has everything in my purse.
Yeah.
What do you need? I have anything. Ibuprofen, Tylenol. Like what are we looking at? So I think in that regard, I'd be much more like my character. But I think in other ways, I think I tend to maybe it's the martial arts. I tend to be more of a
Mm.
fighter. I think Lauren's a little bit more passive than I am.
Yeah.
I think I would have maybe been the one to grab the axe and start going after people.
Yeah. 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 No, that's fair. It's
Yeah.
there. Why not?
But I probably would have maybe not I would have probably not survived as
Mm.
long maybe. I maybe would have been one of the first ones off.
Yeah.
But I think yeah. Yeah, I think I'm probably a little bit feistier than Lauren is in real life.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, it's, I know my place in this world, and I know my place in scary movies. I'm the first one gone because I'm just like, nah, this is a bad situation. I'll just take myself out of the equation. You guys, good luck. Hope it
Yeah,
works
you're
out
like,
for you.
there's no way out of this.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah. There was a part where your friend wanted to go through the machine.
The conveyor belt.
Yeah, and that's would have been me. I would have been like, nah, we found
The
the
funny part
exit.
about filming, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm done.
When we were filming that too, I think part of the reason that there's a couple times it's definitely not on my face because that part was so funny to me. That especially with Jenna Hogan, the actresses, her
Mm.
delivery was so incredibly funny when she was like, "I'm done. I'm giving up, guys. I'm getting on the conveyor belt."
Yeah.
I think like one of the takes I lost it.
Yeah.
Like I had to turn around and be like, "1 second, okay."
And back to crying.
She so exactly, especially she's so funny,
Yeah.
and her as that character was just hilarious. So there was a few times where I was just like mentally trying to just keep it together, and then I had to remind myself I'm in a scary movie. Like, you be scared.
Right. Ah. There we go.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just I look at all the choices that the characters make, and I'm not somebody who is, again, like I said, I would have eliminated myself long before. But if there was like oh, you better grab that, like I would have grabbed it before that sentence would have ended, because I'm just like, all right, well, we need this, so I'll take it.
Yeah,
um but yeah, no, I feel like I would distract the monsters long enough for you to grab the axe and hopefully get out. But I'm just like,
there we go. Yeah, yeah.
I'll stay behind. It's good. I'm fine.
I will be the sacrifice.
Yes. Now, and I've always said this: if a zombie apocalypse, I don't want to be alive for that. No way. I'm just like, give me a grenade, like throw me into a huge group of them, and then you get out. All right, bye.
Yeah.
So, no, no, I, I, I always am just like, my friends who are like, yeah, I'm gonna survive and I'm gonna start the human race over. I'm like, really? Yeah, like, that's what you want to do? All right.
Want that responsibility? Okay.
All right. Okay. So, somebody wasn't hugged enough as a kid, but okay, whatever.
It's always those people too where I'm like, I don't know if I want you starting it over.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Ugh. I look. I have issues with masculinity, and I'm just like, oh, like, okay, whatever helps you get, sleep at night, whatever. Who cares? But
Totally.
yeah, but yeah, no, I'll go first. But yeah, and especially with things that, so I didn't get to see the whole movie. I saw like a little bit into half of the next story after years. But
yes,
yeah, they're just, anthologies are just so fun, and I wish they were done more often.
I know,
Yeah.
aren't they? They're so entertaining.
Hmm.
I hadn't watched a lot, honestly, and then to be a part of one. I had no idea how they were going to edit together,
Mm.
obviously,
Yeah.
because VHS, they usually have a through line,
Yeah.
but I just wasn't sure. So it was so cool once we got to see them all together and see kind of the overall theme, which was really cool.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And just kind of thinking about how much fun it would be to act in a scary movie where it's just like, okay, none of it's real. And I will say, for like found footage stuff, I'm always just kind of like, okay. But for your story, it made sense though. You just had like GoPros on the top of your head.
Right. So it was like it makes sense that we wouldn't just leave the camera because that was
Yes.
my justification a couple times.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, with ours, they put the light on it and they're like,
Mm,
no, you have to keep the camera because it's your flashlight. And I was
right.
like, oh, okay, there we go. Justification. I love it.
Right. Yeah. I like, found footage stuff. I'm always, I never like to judge movies, but I can't help it when it comes to stuff. And I'm like, I love cameras. I don't want to brag, but I'm trained in the arts of the camera.
Amazing.
So, but yeah, so this, I'm like, okay, GoPro, you don't worry about it. You just go on and move on. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it. What was when you were shooting that? Did you you mentioned that there was fun stuff happening, but was there any kind of like heavy days when you're just like, I need a moment here because this got real or got a little bit too uh I guess real. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one day where I think it was the scene where my fiance Riley, the actor
Mm.
Nottingham, we were doing a lot of running.
Mm.
And I had, I think it was right after Jenna's character is kind of, taken away.
Mm-hmm.
And we had done that quite a lot. And I had, you obviously don't see it in the final takes, but part of the time I had this really big camera rig on my head
Yeah.
when they wanted the better footage.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I had it on my head. The camera team was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really were so on top of it. But I think it was one of the first days that we were using the camera rig a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably like our fifth or sixth take. And I had it on for probably around 20, 30 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't very long. But when it's like an extra 20 pounds on your head,
Right.
like yeah, everything starts hurting. You're running, you're crying. I was like hyperventilating through most of that scene. So I think I got to the point where I was like, I can't remember. Someone said something to me, and the tears actually got to me, and I was like, okay, can I just take a minute? It's like
Mm-hmm.
I need this
Yeah.
off. It's hot. It was
Yeah.
also one of the hottest days in LA because we filmed it during summer. It was like May or April or May, and so like really hot in LA. And that the warehouse didn't have like air conditioning. It just
Oh,
had a couple
yeah.
fans that we had to obviously turn off during filming.
Yeah.
And it was the middle, I think that was also during the day. So it was just all around just a lot. So I think that was pretty much the only time where I was just like, I need a second. I need a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole team was really great about it. And they're like, we're so sorry. We'll make sure we don't keep that thing on your head. I think, it was just one of those things where we were just trying to get the shot and everyone kind of forgot. But I got to the point where I was like, I love you guys. This needs to come off my head.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's understandable. And I can't imagine having that on your head. Maybe other places on your body, sure, but yeah, your head
Yeah.
where your brain happens to be, and it's just like I can't think right now.
Yeah, and then we also actually had to have a neck brace on with it to
Oh,
protect our necks. So then it's just extra padding and more heat. And so
yeah.
it just kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, guys, I need a second. So I think but other than that, our shoot went really smoothly. But I do remember that day being like, I just need a second.
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you made it through the shoot, and hopefully you got a stronger like head and neck out of it. Like,
Oh yeah,
did
for
you
sure.
notice like, oh man, I can lift more with just my head now.
I definitely noticed my neck was sore for a
Mm.
couple of the days, especially towards the end. But yeah, no, afterwards I was like, it was funny once the helmet came off, you were like, I could run a marathon. Like you felt so light. You're like, I could do a flip right now.
And
So I
there,
do remember there was like yeah, like a huge relief when it came off to the point where like I think one time Riley, because he was also wearing it part
mm,
of the time,
yeah.
he got it off. He was just like, "Oh my God." He started like jumping. He was like, "This is great."
I just like I could do a flip. I'm like, couldn't you do that before? Shh, that's not the
Yeah,
point.
fair.
I could do
Fair.
one.
But it's just like I feel so light I could do more.
Yeah. And I have to say, I loved that whole scene where he's like, "I'm sorry we never got to get married, but let's do it now." And I was just like, "Oh, he's reciting the entire speech."
Yep.
Like good for him. I know it's acting, but still I was like, "Wow, he remembered all of it."
No. Yeah, he was great. I was so lucky that I was able to work with Riley. We had actually worked one time before. He had just had a day player role on a film
Mm,
I was in,
mm.
but he's awesome. And that him doing that, and there was so many things going on because we're operating the cameras. There's like special effects. The freaking our literal set is moving. We
Yeah.
are being moved,
Yeah.
and then him while trying not to be pulled in backwards was
Yeah.
extremely impressive.
And he's about to lose his legs, so
Yeah, literally.
busy day, whatever. But yeah, the the fan of love and rom-coms in me, I was just like, "Aw, that's sweet." And of course,
Right before I wrench his heart out, essentially.
yeah,
It's funny when that scene happened. I don't want to give too much away if
yeah.
people still haven't seen it. But during that scene, I watched it with my boyfriend.
Uh.
We were in the theater, and he turned to me and he was like, "You're kind of mean." He was like, "That was kind of really mean." So especially because he had become really good friends with Riley,
Mm.
and he turned over to Riley and he was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. She's mean."
You apologize to him right now.
Yeah, he was really offended. He was like, "I can't believe that I'm dating you. That was me."
That's us. Like,
Yeah, he took it so personally. It was really funny. But yeah, so I and it was funny watching it back. I was kind of like, "Oh my God," because in the moment, you're the character and you feel
yeah,
so justified in your response.
yeah.
But after, as me, Lawson, watching it, I was like, "Wow, that was kind of brutal." God, I could have let him die in peace, but I guess not.
No, no. Uh, have any of your family members seen it?
Yeah, almost everyone, which has
Yeah,
been so cool. It's
yeah.
like one of the first ones I think my family was really excited about. Not to say that I come from like a family that's very much like we're gonna roast you and tease you until you're not sensitive anymore.
They're the target
So
demographic for this. Then,
yes,
okay,
exactly.
gotcha.
So when they found out I was doing this, they were all so excited, and it was really fun because my mom, who's not a fan of horror
Mm,
at all, like the woman God forbid anything remotely scary comes on, and she's like, no, absolutely not.
mm,
I remember one time we went to she's from Texas, so
mm.
she's like good Southern born woman of God. And so there was a one time we were like in a record store and she goes, "That's the devil's den." I'll never forget it. It was
Mm.
so funny. We're like, "Mom, it's a record store. You're fine." So she's like, anything I'm in, she's like, thinks it's the coolest thing ever. But we watched it, and my segment, it was fun. It was comedic. There was some lightness to it.
Yeah.
But we watched it, and she was like, "Oh no." She goes, "Oh no." I went over to her and I was like, "Are you okay?" Because we did a little watch party at my house. She came out to LA for it. And she was just like, "I love you. You're great. I didn't like it." She goes, "That was scary." And I was like, "I'm so sorry." And she
Yeah.
goes, "You should be."
Yeah, and like you said, like your segment is kind of the more silliest
Yeah, it's kind
of
of the
all of
comedic
them.
relief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like, look, I don't know, like the main villain thing. He's just kind of like, "Ugh, I'm
Yeah,
bubbly."
it makes you laugh.
Yeah, so it's just like, well, all right. Uh, good luck getting through the rest of it, though.
Right? I was literally like, I'm glad I wasn't in the segment after ours, which was quite disturbing and kid cringe.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, just be lucky, Mom. It could be a lot worse.
That could have been me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean.
We
Yeah.
didn't make her watch the full thing. I only
Okay.
made her watch my segment. I think if I made her watch the full thing, she probably would have never watched anything I was in ever again.
Mm.
So starting Mom off slow.
There we go. There we go. That's
Yeah.
a good strat. Um, and so I like to ask everybody
Okay.
this one question that it really tells me everything about you, but no pressure at all.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just very curious. To you, what makes a good role?
Ooh, that's actually a really, really good question.
Thank you. Thank you. Again,
I think, yeah,
not
it's about you're
important.
about to learn everything about me.
Yeah.
I think what makes a good role is I think in a story I look for it's not even like it has to be like the main character or even a big part,
Hmm.
but I think something that makes a good role is just someone or something that is one interesting or maybe something I haven't played before.
Oh, okay.
So I think I have a tendency to like if I just played a snotty mean character with this crazy backstory, I tend to want to do the opposite.
Mm,
Just because it feels new, it feels fresh.
yeah.
But I think I love roles that do the unexpected.
Mm.
And I think that's probably what drew me to Lauren so much is because she seems so docile and so kind of passive and sweet and knows she needs to make this life decision but doesn't know how to do it. And then she does it in the worst possible moment where you're like, what did you do? But I think it made her really interesting and showed a lot about her psychology. So I like when characters make like offhanded choices.
Mm,
And I think finding the justification for that and who they are is really fun.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that answer. I don't think I've ever gotten I don't think I've gotten that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So,
I guess
yeah.
I'm not like the rest.
No. Well, I like the question because no one ever has the same response.
No, definitely.
So yeah, I asked an episode that never aired. I was like, "Oh, what makes the perfect role? Money." Okay,
Oh,
cool.
oh.
Okay, all right. So we're done now. Um,
You just lost any interest I had.
yep,
Thank you.
and okay. But yeah,
Yeah, no, that's always a really funny thing, especially like working more is like, money starts becoming a factor.
yeah.
But it's like I'm really lucky to have great reps and the fact that like they're very much like go for the role that interests you more, we'll worry about the money later.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because there's been times where I've taken huge pay cuts because I'm just like, no, this is the thing. I want to play this character. Please let me do it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like if you started down a road of just give me whatever, then I feel like it's hard to divert from that because it's just like, all right,
Sure.
well, she'll take whatever, all right, versus like, no, get me the roles that are actually special, and
Yeah.
the ones that I find interesting and want to play and speak to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny, some of the coolest roles I was part of I can't really say much about it, unfortunately, with an amazing director who's
Hmm.
done a ton of horror. He's phenomenal. I did a short film with him. But it was funny because it was one of those ones where, they kept it real hush hush and like the breakdown for auditioning for it. So I really didn't know, like I knew the name and I was like, oh, this is a big name. Why are they, why is it such a low budget type thing.
Yeah.
It was one of those ones I auditioned for, but the script was so good that I was like, I will do this for free. Like, this is so fun and such a cool script that I was just like, I will take whatever like, I don't care. And it
Yeah.
was one of those ones where when I got on set, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And I think it's going to end up going into the festival circuit. We filmed it this year, but it
Nice.
was one of those projects where it really felt like, almost back to where you're like in a student film, to where like it's everyone's just doing whatever they can to make it as good as possible,
Hmm.
just because it was so low budget. But it was just so fun, and everyone was so good, and the team he brought on was just like one of those teams where you're like, how did you get these people on this?
Yeah.
Because he's just so amazing and so well connected that it was one of those ones where I was like, oh, if I was after the money, there was no way I would ever be on this set, even though it ended up being one of probably the best projects I've ever done.
Nice.
I'm real excited for it.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
I'll be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
And just
Yes. When I
and
can say more, I'll let you know.
perfect, perfect. And just to kind of bookend to one thing about you being the mother of your group of
Yes.
friends, I will say I bought my mom a bag for Christmas last year, and she
Mhm.
said, "How many granola bars can I fit in there?" And I was just like, your is that what you use for like your measurement
That's for
of,
metric.
yeah,
Yeah.
like what? So I'm like, Mom, a whole box, and she was excited. So I'm like, oh, so
You're like, okay, I got it now. Any future bags for mom has to fit a whole box of granola
yeah,
bars.
yeah,
To be fair, that is me. I always have like an additional bag with me. Like I
yeah.
recently went to a red carpet
Uh-huh.
with some of my friends, but I was like, what do you need? I have tape, I have breath mints, I have hairspray, I have bobby pins. Like, what do you need?
I need them all.
Yeah, I felt like Mary Poppins just taking things out of my never-ending bag. So I understand your mother on a spiritual level.
Yes, but yeah, when she said that, I obviously it's my mom who I've known my whole life, but
Yes.
I was just like, oh, now I know what to, what kind of bag to get you. 'Cause-
That really does answer any question you would have had
yeah,
for
yeah,
like what kind of bag. It's very specific and
yes,
gives you like the perfect image.
yes, yes. So, but anyway, for people at home who would like to keep
Yes.
up with everything that you're doing on the online, where can they do that?
Yeah. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's just my name, Lawson Greyson, or you can find me on TikTok. That's a little bit more of a silly place for me, and it's Lawson_Greyson.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Lawson, thank you so much for chatting with me. Anytime you want to come back, just say the word, all
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I would love that, and I'll definitely let you know. I hopefully have a couple more films coming out into the beginning of next year, so I look
Perfect.
forward to it.
Perfect, perfect. But I'll let you go and enjoy the rainy day.
Yes.
Uh,
I hope you become less clumsy today. I hope it gets
oh my
better. You got it
gosh.
all out.
Oh my god. Hopefully it's done, but we'll see. But yeah, you have a good rest of your day and keep staying safe and healthy. All right.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.